Happy Sabbath. Ngithanda ukulibingelela lonke ngale kuseni. Lani ngapha ngithanda ukulibingelela ngoba ngiyabona ukuthi banifihlile ngapha ngemva komduli. Ngithanda ukunanzelela abafundisi abaningi abafundisi bami. Ngithanda ukubingelela special guest Dr. Papu lo Mrs. Papu. Ngibingelele abaholi bonke nje abe Zimbabwe West Union Conference. Ngibonga njalo ukuthi ukunxuswa ukuzo presenter endaweni enje itopic eqhathe kangaka kuzimuli kuyisibusiso esikhulu kakhulu. Itopic yami namhlanje imayelana nge-Marriage Act. Ngitholele ibindana le ndaba yama-estate lapha lo elder u-advocate uSibanda ongumngane wami omkhulu, so I would like to recognize him as well. uSibanda singabangane abakhulu from e-university, sasidla sonke i-010 kumbe i-001. Nxa wawungela mali wawuskipha i-breakfast ngu-0 lo, uskipha i-lunch ngu-0 lo, susidla amabuti ntambama ngu-1. Ungakhetha ukuthi uthi 100. So he is a good friend of mine. Siyancedisana kakhulu, sibonisana. Okunye kade ngibonisa khona lapha bengimtshela ukuthi I have prepared this presentation entirely ngesilungu because bengenzanga i-analysis yami ye-audience. Sengilapha sengibona ukuthi no man, I need to present this in a manner ezakwenza ukuthi abantu bayizwisise. Yena uthi hayi akunandaba yachaya kuphela. Okunye kuyizinto vele ngeke ukuze ukuchasisa. Ngathi kodwa abantu bachadile phela namba. Ngabantu abansundu. Bachadile. How can we have a concept that we cannot explain? Ngesifi. So, engizakwenza ke ngizaqhubeka presentation yami. Lapha ngilama quotation engifuna ukuwabala. Ngizawabala ngesilungu ngoba inside ngiyazazi. They are the deepest analyzers of anything. If you look at how we structure inkonzo yethu as a church, you know, I've visited other churches. It's very deep. Silesikolo ekuseni Sabbath school. Analysis yakhona is at the top level. So when I give a legal analysis, I want to mince my words because ngiyakwazi ukuthi abantu bazakulanda. If they can follow the pamphlet, they can follow this. Nxa belikhuluma ngama-estate, sikhuluma ngokuqoqa izimpilo zethu ngendlela ehlelekileyo njalo eyamukelekayo phambi kukaNkulunkulu. Kodwa in as much as kumele uthi deal with God and how he will accept how you order your life, you also have to deal with the government. You have to deal with the laws, some of which you may like. Eminye umthetho uyabungayithandi. Ikhosibanda the sometimes maybe kumele kiye kuphela imoto yakhe. So sifuna ukuncedisana as families how to practically navigate some of these things. Owami umsebenzi ke ulula wona because this is a family conference. Sonke siyazi ukuthi thina njengensali i-idea yethu of a family, what is it? We have an idea of a family that we teach, that we follow. So we should not have a problem. Kodwa ke nxa sekuthiwa sekunomthetho omutsha, a new Marriage Act, kwesinye isikhathi kungasethusa kakhulu Because maybe it's coming to redefine the concept of the family as we know it. Kambe ungakhululeka lapho hlezi khona endlini yakho. You no longer know, am I married? Am I no longer married? What does it mean? I mean, in 2022, or even before 2022, when Indaba Le Marriage Act was debated, yayibhalwa phela ema-newspaper, everyone knows. Omnye lo mnye theory yakhe ukuthi umthetho lo uthini. I was a member of parliament at the time, and I participated in these debates. Lami ngathola okunye okwakungangihambi kahle. I was very vocal about certain things, maybe because of my background. In the end, in 2022, we had Act number 1 of 2022, which is chapter 517. Abanengi bakhula bachata kulo chapter 37, chapter 37, 27 or 37, chapter 37. Ngeso chapter ngaye. Kwakulo chapter 511. Owayekhangele owayekhangelane le ndaba ze-customary marriage, umshado wesintu. Yiyo imithetho emibili eyayikhona. Enkonzweni njengoba kwakuthiwa singabantu aba-civilized, phela abelungu babesithi umuntu osundu kako-civilized as a starting point. So nxa wawuguquka ukholwe ube ngumKristu usu-civilized. So sasichada ngaphansi ko-chapter 37. Kodwa okunye okuqakathekileyo ku-chapter 37 ukuthi ibandla lalo lalusekela u-chapter 37. Imfundiso zethu zazisekela u-chapter 37 ngoba u-chapter 37 I think okuqakatheke kakhulu ukuthi umtshado uphakathi komuntu wesifazane nomuntu wesilisa 1 versus 1. Kodwa u-511 wawungaba nesithembu. I think that is the principal difference amongst other things. Kwase kuhamba ke ngokuya kwesikhathi, there were certain challenges ezabakhona. Ngithe ngizama ukuthi ngithole indlela of explaining some of those challenges. Ngase ngithola a judgment. It's a case, I'll put it on the screen la. The case of Definite Knowledge Ntini versus Definite Masuku. Judgment 69 of 2003. I'm interested in the date. Which case yakhona, judgment ka 2003. Indaba yakhona abantu laba yaqalisa ngabo 2000. It was an old matter from about 2000. Bebangisana laba bantu. A husband and a wife. I became involved in the matter. Isamari yakhona uMasuku loNtini, they were in a customary union, so they were not married. Kodwa behlala bonke. uMasuku uNtini wayebhadela ilobolo, wayelobolile. Abasanga register umshado wabo. So it's a customary union. For all intents and purposes, they are husband and wife. Abazanga bayi church clearly abayanga eSabatheni. Ngoba ngabe baye eSabatheni, abafundisi babenza ba-advise ukuthi kanti indaba lingashadi. So abazanga baya e-church. So they remained married until kuze kufike isikhathi lapha bacabanga ukuthi ba-divorce, behlukana. Wase kutholakala ukuthi balendlu eMahachula. That's quite a big property, significant. Isebizweni le client yami uNtini. I lost this case. This is a case that I lost. But it is a case that is one of the cases that had impact. It is a case in which I had impact myself. So Lama Hippo. So when they decided to go their separate ways, Majesty's Court yasicabanga ukuthi umama sizamnika a quarter of the value of the property. Lanxa indlu ingeyakho isebizweni lakho, lanxa lingatshadanga, lingelaphepha elibhaliweyo. It's a customary union. And lanxa sisebenzisa customary law, if abashadileyo bakhona, umthetho wawusetshenziswa kini ngapha ku-chapter 37 awufani ngani. Kodwa icourt yathi lanxa kunjalo sibona ukuthi umama wacontributor like at that time she had contributed about 14,000 wayesebenza senza ama cross border. Kodwa icourt yasiswela ukuthi im-award njani ngoba ama-courts are not supposed to make the law. Akakhandwa umthetho ama-court. Umthetho wenziwa yi-parliament, not the courts. So i-court kumele apply umthetho njengokunjani. Kodwa kulesi isikhathi lapho ama-court afika i-court ethi ayi kodwa lokho elifuna ngikwenze is unjust. It's not fair. So this is one of the courts lapho abadecide khona bathi hayi siyamuzwa ubaba ukhulu ukuthi uthini. Uthi ekwenzakalayo ku-wrong on appeal. In a customary union you cannot apply ama-concept ababekhuluma ngawo ukuthi hayi sizasebenzisa i-tacit universal partnership kodwa uphula uright akumelanga sikwenze lokhu. Kodwa so the court bent over backwards and twisted its tails in order to try and get justice for this woman. So despite what I said and despite what the law said, the court proceeded to do that, and I'll read a quotation in Islum. Judge what it is a fact that the majority of marriages in Zimbabwe are unregistered and are therefore governed by customary law. I'm quoting Islum. For a number of decades, there has been a significant inflow of the African population from the rural areas into the urban centers. No, man. It's about time that we made the law. Judgment. And there were many judgments, such judgments that were made by all manner of courts, from the High Court to the Supreme Court. So it means by 2022, Parliament or Uhulumende so it fit what is about time that they address some of these issues. Tina, we might frown upon abantu behlala bonke bengatshadanga. Obviously we do. Kodwa nxa sebesehlukana kwenziweni, why should one party benefit to the entire disadvantage of the other party? This is the background, this is the thinking. Kodwa the Marriage Act did not come to deal with only that issue. Section 41. The Marriage Act dealt with many other issues. The issue which was most talked about, of course, is in the Section 41. But I want to take you through the Act. And the only way that you can take abantu through the Act, you go change the Act, you're going to nance. And we read it together. So the presentation here is about what is Sizabala, so Act. Go through it, Niketile, and you so that I show you what you will learn. And then in summary, basic sense evaluation what are the implications? Which one emchadweni yethu? So that's all that I'm going to do. So, as I indicated, ngizakuya ku-act yona ngwayo. Blow it up in size. So, Marriage Act chapter 5:17. I say you chapter 37. Section 5:17. Ukuthi chapter 37 was easier. So abantu babekuzwisisa. 5:17 Marriage Act ngeka 2022. Iyatsho ukuthi umsebenzi wayo was just to consolidate imithetho ephathelane nemishado. Umthetho okhangelane nemishado kathesi usuwodwa. Akusela chapter 5:11 no chapter 37. Yonke imishado isingaphansi kwe-act eyodwa. So that's the first significant thing. Section 3 walowo mthetho udila lento eqhatheke kakhulu ebona sonke la sivumelana nayo. Idila nge-minimum age of marriage. Again, eZimbabwe kule background yokuthi kunabantu thatha abantwana abancane 13 years, 14 years, 15 years ukukani. So there was a gap in our law that we could marry someone from the age of 16. Such is the Constitution age of 2013. The Constitution age okunye ekwenzayo ivikela amalungelo abantwana. Abantwana kumele baye ezikolo bathole amathuba ama-opportunities. Ama-opportunities abantazana bafana kumele ayina. Kodwa abantwana bangahlala sibafukamele abantazana ukuthi ngithayimele ukuthi ngaba 16 years ayekwenzela kuzibani. Ukwenzela ukuthi mhlawumbe zingathela ukuba ezingu-2 3 lizalwe bezitshiwo kuzibani. Kwaba nama-cases amaningi aya emakhona lapho i-constitutional court yethu eyafika yathi it is unconstitutional ukuthi umntwana obelow 18 years ukuthi uyenda uyathatha. So the minister needed to fix that. Afake umthetho ohambelana ne-constitution. Afake umthetho ohambelana nokuvikela amalungelo abantwana. So uzabona ke lapho section 3 ukuthi akuna muntu ongaphansi kwe-18 years ovunyelwa ukungena emshadweni. Whether ungabe registered customary marriage, could be civil partnership or chapter 37, chapter 37. The key thing is that if you are under 18 years, you cannot get married. So this is one thing that was being fixed. The clear implication that is that we are protecting our children. And that section 41. But I think no who can't tell you that. If you place the child, betroth the child into a civil partnership, or uncedise abenza khona lokho kuthiwa you shall be guilty of an offense. And from the looks of things, it's a serious offense. You can be imprisoned to a period not exceeding 5 years, and a fine, a very hefty fine, or both. So the law frowns upon this kind of conduct. Njalo kuthiwa ungatholakala uwenzile lokho ukuthi uhambela wabathenga umtshado uthile emtshadweni. Semtshadweni womntwana omncane. Kuthiwa wena xa ungumzali kumbe uyigadeni yomntwana mana yithi ungumzali whether biological kumbe ngokukhangela umntwana ungakwenza lokho kuthiwa it's an aggravating factor. It's a serious factor. Bazali. Ukuthi livumele abantwana baya emelweni below 18 years. I think it's an important thing that the church should know. Subsection 5, that's section 5. And these changes are not too many. So umthetho wethu marriage remains the same. Not much has changed. In fact, nothing has changed. It has just been made better. All marriages registered in terms of this act are equal. Now, Udala, you would find that people make that kind of law. Now, they say, I'm a baby, they say, they were treated differently from you, which are the chapter 37. They are in charge of the law parts. Because we said they were civilized. Now we are saying all marriages are treated equally. So, but I think about the today, in terms of custom and law. So that's all that is the principle that is in the act that I wanted to highlight. Now saying on section 12, section 12. And I once had this problem under the previous act, where we are told to come to buy but trying to charge that alone. We buy a change, we charge the 12 years later, or 20 years later, or even 40 years later, the total want to decide. This was happening a lot, I think, in the Anglican Church, and in the Anglican Church. Now, most of these are cases I came across, where other fundis who were not marriage officers would call our churches and bless the marriage in accordance with our religious rights and there was certificates that one as ever there. And this man and woman would live, but be about 7. I want to announce that a child here. Believe me, would their name for this. I asked I'm sure what this is about my life. But didn't know who believe with my child. What's the free start? Because I have a justice state who say, but you're not going to know, but we are not a wife. So, you can't get the house. You can't get home. We can't give you intention in food. No, but you're not a wife. They are gone. They come to me as a lawyer, how do I fix it? It was very, very difficult. One way they will apply the quality, it was very difficult to do. So this is a problem we have in Parliament necessity, could make necessity now. Section 12 is a Parliament. Let us see unpaid. It is certain persons may in certain circumstances be deemed to have been marriage officers. Umfundisi uyabelieve ukuthi I am a marriage officer. Can maybe license expire 5 years ago. He's not aware. And God proceeds to put on charges. Why should we punish you for putting you charges when you're not a marriage? Under those circumstances. So the text says, so the starting point of the text is to say, No one other than a marriage officer may conduct a marriage. So, if you are forbidden from conducting a marriage, if you are not a marriage officer, and my words are known, there is a penalty. You can be arrested or fined or whatever it is. That's number one. Number two, now collude and a marriage office to fail a marriage and pretend to be married. That is an offense. So I'd like to underline that. That's in the act. But section 14 says, whenever any person has acted as a marriage officer during any period in respect of which he or she was not a marriage officer under this act or prior law. So, but you have done, you're fixing it backwards. The minister is satisfied that such person did so in the bona fide belief that he or she was a marriage officer during that period. He or she may direct in writing that such a person shall for all purposes be deemed to have been a marriage officer during such period under this act or prior law as the case may be. So uthiwa kungatholakala ukuthi kuba nomshado onjalo oyenziwe ngabantu abangukuthi benza okusemthethweni, then uminister ulayo idiscretion yokuthi linga-aplya kuye abhale i-certificate sokuthi hayi labi abantu indaba yabo sengiyizwile, I think that they should be allowed to be deemed to have been married. Asivumeni ukuthi abantu laba bebetshadile. Ugogo lokhulu labana abashade for 40 years. Kuthiwa asivumeni ukuthi abantu laba hayi sonke siyakwazi ukuthi ngabantu akade betshadile. Ngabantu abashadileyo. And I think this is a significant addition to the act. Mina Gwame, I appreciate it very much because I've been faced with cases where kwakumele sixakulule izindaba ezinje. Bese kuthiwa a marriage solemnized during such period by any person who is in terms of a direction under subsection 1 deemed to have been a marriage officer shall, if such marriage was solemnized in every other respect. So umshado lo, of course, nxa umuntu otshadayo waye below 18 years, omunye nxa wayedakiwe, and all those anything that would disqualify a marriage would obviously disqualify the same marriage. So all that still applies to this marriage. Basically, nothing okubhalwe lapha shall be construed as relieving any person in respect of whom a direction has been issued from liability to prosecution. So sisawuvuma umshado lo bese sikulanda futhi sikubona. Nxa kuyikuthi wephula umthetho. O nxa kuyikuthi lihambe lakwenza ifraud. Kodwa laba abashadileyo for the sake of umshado we will recognize the marriage if abantu bakhona bebecabanga ukuthi benze okusemthethweni. So that's another change that we have. It's a positive one. Now section 15 ekade ngikhuluma ngayo othi yena unauthorized ukutshadisa abantu kumbe imishado engaphandle komthetho kayivunyelwa njalo kule imprisonment ungangena 2 years and level 7 fine or both such fine and imprisonment. So nanku-ke okunye abafundisi bayakwazi lokho bangalishadisa kumele bathathe ama-certificates after the wedding, ama-rice and everything. Umfundisi kumele avuke ekuseni ngemani athathe ama-certificate awahambise ko-registrar of marriages so that your marriage can be valid. Banengi abantu abadiscover after many years ukuthi we thought we were married, nansi marriage certificate. Kodwa nxa besiya ko-registrar of marriages mhlawumbe bafuna ukudivorce, But your marriage is not registered with the registrar. Umfundisi wakho ukuhambisa certificate 40 years ago or 10 years ago. So that happens to me as a case. So how do we deal with that? The failure, of course, lawyers will then go to court, make applications to declare that you were married to us at your fault, but it was a difficult thing to do. A failure to register a marriage contracted, it comes further down. Umfundisi yenza leyo omission. It's an offense, but it does not necessarily invalidate your marriage. Registrar has powers to correct and fix some of those things. Kulandelwa ama procedures akhona. Another important change in this law, iba khona ekuchadiseni abantu in terms of customary law. I think sekulo abantu sebephoqelelwa khathesi, it's compulsory ukuthi lingachada at customary law. Ngoba ku customary law you could get married ngokuya lobola and so forth. Lenze kokwenziwayo ngekhaya. That is considered a customary law marriage. There was an option ukuthi nxa lifuna lingaregister under chapter 511 wayikhona kudala. So abaningi babengaregister. Nanti ihlupho ngokungaregister umtshado. Umtshado ongarejistwanga ubufakazi bakhona ukuthi lijadile buzavela ngaphi. Omunye wenu nxa engasekho wena usasithi awumntwana sasijadile. Where is the evidence? It is easier for those who administer marriages if you then go to a marriage officer and register that marriage so that there is a certificate and a database who that these people are married. It is good for everyone else, it is good for society. Because when you get married, we have an interest. We need to know whether you are married or not for many reasons. There are so many things why different offices might want to know whether you are married or not. Even the church wants to know whether you are married or not. So now the law requires abantu abashadileyo in terms of customary law ukuthi bahambe baye-register. It's now a requirement. And the failure to register, I think you are given a number of years to go and register. If you don't register within that time, I think it's 3 months, section 17. And I think 3 months is a very short period of time. I think they should have said 6 months. For many reasons, because they don't have access to transport, time in order to do these things, emakhaya. Injive ngabuya inobole lapha namhlanje kusasa ikibele iphindele emuva. It might take him more than 3 months to come back to do these formalities. So, but in any case, the failure to register does not affect the validity of the. So, the register, your marriage will lapse. You are no longer married. But it will not affect the validity of the marriage at customary law with respect to the status, guardianship, custody, and the rights of succession of the children. So if you fail to register your marriage, we will punish you, but we won't punish your children. So they've just put it in black and white, but that has always been the position anyway. So that's another significant thing to note, which is kutas, amalunga ezimuli zethu, abangane bethu, and fellow church members, when we advise them, we should advise them to register their customary marriages. Because in fact, Umfundisi goes there in order to persuade them to marry under general law. That's what Umfundisi will do in my experience and understanding of Umfundisi. But while you are there, if you find that they are married under a customary law, just advise them. Register that marriage. Because a lot of people don't understand this, and we have a super usas. Kule ndaba yokublessa imitshato lana ngingakhuluma ngayo. Mina, when I was married by a magistrate. Usifas Sibanda. Sasithi uMasana. Was that his actual name? I think it was actually his name. Yeah, when was C.M. Sibanda. But my marriage was then presided over by Umfundisi, who came to counsel, afterwards counsel and bless our marriage as again. Umthetho uthi kuyavunyelwa lokho. Just to make it clear, ukuthi lingasoli abafundisi, even when you have married, but I want you to have this function. Section 34 says this is allowed. It's a new edition to clarify that aspect. And I think it's a welcome edition. Saying skipper okunye near section 41, civil partnership. And a civil partnership now, like I have explained, people can be married for many years, believing they are married. For example, when I have a customary law, who marry under customary law, fail to register it within 3 months. It doesn't mean just because the law now thinks that your marriage is lapsed because you didn't register it, they will stop living together. They might not even know. Bangalibala ukuthi umshado lona is lapsed. But qhubeke behlala bonke believe ukuthi they are married. Or bekwazi ukuthi akusena mshado, but qhubeke behlala bonke 40 years, 7 children. Ekugcineni nxa sebesehlukana, how do you deal with it? Or nxa sekulama estate, how do you deal with it? Do you say because you are not married, ubaba kathathe konke? Or do you say because you are not married, umama kathathe konke? Njengoba ningashadanga, mama ubaba phuma uhambe uyekini umuntu uyakini ngaphi after 40 years. So they were looking at all these things. And this is where I said the courts have said it is time for us to have reform. To know how to deal with these things. Our courts have been dealing with these things, bechai gymnastics, lap and lap. So there was no consistent application of the law. So that each person is treated the same way. So they decided to come up with these civil partnerships, which shocked all of us as a nation. If we are in section 40 of the bill, there were a lot of things which were objectionable. In fact, this section lay, you would ask yourself, if you are then going to bring this invasive, creature, section 40, but that section was polished. Compromises, and this is now what remains. And I think this is better. I objected to a lot of the things. I was very vocal in this one. That a lot of us were objecting from this act, because I believe that in as much as justice needs to be done in these cases, the section must not go beyond the purpose of trying to get justice for individuals who are in that situation. So, ngizayibala yonke mfundisi Yuli, and you said I have an hour mfundisi. 45 minutes. Okay, fine. But this is why people wanted me to come. They wanted me to read this to them. So I'll read it. Section 41, civil partnership. A relationship between a man and a woman. That is important in Zimbabwe. This is not that this relationship is between a man and a woman. It's significant in Zimbabwe. Who are both over the age of 18 years and have lived together without legally being married to each other, are not within the prohibited degrees of relationship, having regard to all the circumstances of their relationship. That clause was not there. We thought it would be included, because it allows the judge latitude to really look at this situation and decide what it is. Then no one gets ripped off. So having regard to all the circumstances of a relationship, have a relationship as a couple living together on a genuine domestic basis. Which genuine domestic basis, Lord, is important again for judges, because we give them the latitude to determine whether it's genuine. Do you know you can be defrauded and ripped off? Ngeclose nale uthi ungahlala umuntu nge2 months yenza kwento kwenu sebuya kusasa isithi we married. So the court must inspect, and ngoba this act is targeted at people who lived together as husband and wife on a genuine domestic basis. It's not a section eyamapoto. It's not intended to be that. So wedding yakona was changed. That is important. Shall be regarded as being in a civil partnership for the purposes of determining the rights and obligations of the parties on dissolution of the relationship only. So we're saying, how do we deal with them when they go apart? How do the courts deal with this? We don't regard them as being in a civil partnership, full stop. So the act is not creating civil partnerships. In other countries, they have something called civil partnership, where you can go and enter into a civil partnership. They're no longer married, particularly in the West. They are moving away from marriage as an institution. I'm sure this was predicted by Utadu, Ellen White, and the prophets. You know what is happening. You know which times we are living in. So that is happening. Kulama nations which now have something called a partnership. Wabukela ama TV, uzo Oprah Winfrey, about this is my partner. About who this is my husband. But they are campaigning against the institution of marriage. And they are establishing a new institution where people go into partnerships, just as they do in business. So this act is not creating a partnership, but it's saying there are things that people are doing, whether we like it or not as a government. We've discovered there are things that people are doing out there. Abanye bakwenza ngabomo, abanengi they fall into it because their marriages are not properly registered. How do we deal with it? Distribution, your property, upon separation. As what divorce is, as what divorce is. But sitting a property still alive and so this is what this section is saying. If you get time, you go and read the rest of it. It will give you things like the duration of the relationship, that the circumstances that will be taken into account, some of them. The nature and extent of their common residence, whether a sexual relationship exists, degree of financial dependence, are their finances intertwined? I-ownership ye-property yabo nokuthi ithengwe njani, the mutual commitment to a shared life, the general broad principle, care and support of children, the reputation and public aspects of the abantu bathini, do they really consider these people married? So the court will look at that, or abantu bathi hayi labantu abatshaya amabhodo. So the court will look at that. We haven't had an opportunity for the courts to really start deciding these cases. But very soon we will see abantu besiyema court about this, and the courts making their pronouncements. And so in certain cases we will argue, this is a very interesting one. Those who brought this section should have objected to this one. It is the reputation and public aspects of the relationship. You can tell ukuthi le yafakwa yilabana ababengafuni section le. Angazi ukuthi labana ababeyifuna how they missed that line. Because now we can say, hayi uNdlovu no Mamoyo siyabazi, hayi abantu abadala in our community, they've always been lived as husband and wife. For whatever reason, whether they're married in church or higher, they are respectable. Lava, they are not respectable. We don't think they should qualify in terms of this section. So it's open to say that. I don't know whether the courts would uphold such an argument. But that is section 41 in a nutshell for you. Bese kuthiwa abantu singabatissolvela i-civil partnership yabo in terms of the property. Neither of them shall be deemed to be guilty of bigamy, contracts. So it is an offense to come and marry in terms of chapter 37, which is 517 now. So you know, if you marry in terms of chapter 37, you go again and you marry under customary law, it's an offense to bigamy. We have a peace. Or you marry someone under another chapter 37. I said I'll use 37 because I know it resonates, you understand what I'm talking about. So, it's an offense. But singakutizovela i-civil partnership. We won't make it an offense. We won't then say you are liable for bigamy. So a civil partnership is now a defense to bigamy, I think, in certain circumstances. But we are saying this is the law. I'm trying to look, I'm cutting out certain things because of time. But in a nutshell, this is the summary of what is in the new law. My take is that the new law does not dissolve our marriages in the church. I don't think it seriously disturbs our marriages in the church. In as far as the law is seeking to disturb the marriages, no, it does not. Your marriages are disturbed by other factors, but not by the law. The law is saying we want them to deal with certain things. Let's create way in. So in summary, this is what we have. I think there are a number of positive aspects which have made it easier to administer marriages. Below section 41, whose impact was actually debate. Section 41. Whether you debate it or not, it's there. But the morality of it or otherwise, you can continue to debate. My task has been to take you through the act and make you understand what is there, and then so that you can then make your own decisions about what you think about it. There is no problem, but it's there. Whether it will be reformed further in the future, I don't know. I don't think so. In fact, Zimbabwe is a very conservative society. This is one thing we should appreciate. I know we cry for progress every day without realizing what progress means sometimes. You might cry about authoritarian regimes which are conservative. Who will say, for instance, we have a position on homosexuality? They are conservative. As the church, you must look at some of those aspects and see whether there are benefits or not. Lingalet Upulu, who is progressive, Upulu might say, homosexuality, what's the problem? I will have a problem. Upulu must say, why don't we actually introduce civil partnerships into this act properly? Because it's progressive. So reforms will come and go depending on the perspective of the government that is there, government of the day, and depending on how society is changing as well. So this is my take on it without imposing my own opinions or my own judgment, but just flagging the issues to you. I thank you.